This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings. Online at madeformorerealty.com.
On the show today is my second favorite guest of all time, my ex-girlfriend, my baby mama, Miss Valary Jennings.
Hello. So who's your first favorite guest
wife.
then?
I don't know. I'm really hoping.
Wow, you just know that you're leaving room for someone else. You're just saying
rude.
She can't be my top favorite, but she's right there.
You're my second favorite and my favorite. How's that?
Perfect.
I don't
Top
understand
two
what that
spots,
means.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. you take the cake. By the way, we can just start the show with this. Valary has an interesting announcement, and I knew first. I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out. I knew first because when this has happened, the previous two times, business has been going crazy. Like it's all of a sudden there's just like this hockey stick up, and business just ticks up. And so I was like, Val, I
think I know what it is.
Are you pregnant?
Oh, I thought it was you guys were moving to Houston.
Houston? Oh gosh, no, definitely not.
Well, at first I said, no way.
This is your third, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and I totally dismissed it, and I blew Johnny off, and then sure enough,
What were the signs that you thought she was pregnant?
Because business was ticking up. Like some of our best years have been when she's pregnant.
Oh, really?
And so I was like, boom! All of a sudden, escrow, short escrow. It's like it's just raining escrows down on us, just raining opportunities. And I'm like, Val, are you pregnant? And
kind of like joking, but not joking at the same time, because we opened like 6 in 1 week, and so Johnny was just like kind of joking around, and turns out he was right.
Did you go to the store, to Walgreens or wherever, and pick up a pregnancy test?
No, that's not how I roll. I think those things are
How
kind of
did you guys
gross,
find out?
honestly.
Did you go to the doctor and they told you?
No, Valary peed on a stick or whatever the heck it is.
Oh my gosh.
But I think that's weird. So I'm not going to go, here, can you do this for me? You know?
So how many weeks along were you before you knew?
Yeah.
I mean, like 2 days.
2 days?
What?
There's no way.
You mean like 5 weeks, 4 weeks?
How far along were you? You guys have gone to the doctor?
You know how this works, right?
I do. So you know.
Like, are we going to get into the details here
very
on
early
the
2 days after
like,
conception, you knew that you were
No,
pregnant?
not conception. No, like, okay, 4 weeks
Okay, so you knew about a month in
and
that you
2
were
days. Put it all together here, guys. Like,
Oh,
what
I get
happens
it.
at
Okay,
4
okay.
weeks?
You're
Okay,
right. You're right. She has a good point there.
come on.
I guess because our minds don't work that way. So you're right. There we go. I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize. We should have put two and two together.
I was like 2 weeks into this, and then she's like, "Nah, you're crazy." And then
No,
2
you
weeks,
were- yeah, you
and then
were
2
right.
weeks later goes by, and she's like, "Oh wow, maybe I am."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Boom, Johnny's right.
Johnny was right again.
That's
Never
right.
gets old hearing that."
That's exciting, though. Are you guys excited? I mean,
Yeah, super
That's-
stoked.
you're outnumbered now.
Yeah, we will be.
You will be.
We will be.
And you guys want a boy or a girl, or are
Yes.
you okay with whatever?
No, I was really hoping for a girl because we have 2 little boys already, you know. But as time ticks on, I'm a little bit nervous about a girl, so I kind of like default to what I'm already dealing
Yeah,
with.
we already know boys, so we're like, adding another one might be fun.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
when my wife and I, we had 2 boys, and she was pregnant, and we were just thinking, like, we love our boys. Our boys are great, are fantastic. A lot of people want us to have a girl, but we'd be perfectly fine having another boy because boys are great,
Yeah.
and they're less drama. And we now have a girl, obviously, and we are blessed by Ruby. But yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. It's different challenges for sure. She is way more dramatic and emotional, and it's fun. It has its ups, a lot different joys and excitement and experiences with having a girl, but also different challenges.
So I skew boy now, but I don't know where Valary lies. Would you prefer to have a girl?
I think I'm still kind of 50-50,
Really?
Well, part of it probably is me being a woman also. Like, I feel like that would be nice to have some of that energy in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
and
guys
have
already
like a
know?
daughter. Have a daughter that I can like braid her hair, and we can play Polly Pockets and stuff. Like,
It's
Watch,
true.
if you do have a daughter, she'd end up being a tomboy and like not
that's
want any of that
probably
stuff.
true.
Yeah.
Just it would be my luck.
Yeah, yeah.
What I remember, we had Ruby, all of our friends and family. When you have a girl, the more the family just wants to buy gifts. So when you have a girl, it's okay. This is exciting. Now we get to go shopping because there's all kinds of stuff that she gets. She gets way more gifts than her brothers do by far.
wow.
Well, is it also maybe because she's the youngest too? Like,
I think
baby.
there's different our boys, it's like, okay, you can get them Legos and video games. That's about it. Girls, oh my gosh, there's jewelry and there's dresses and there's girl toys and it just goes on and on and on. And the moms and the aunts and the cousins, they like shopping for girls. And to be honest, I do too. It's way more fun to shop for girls than it is for boys. Absolutely.
Well, we'll see. We're gonna do a little party with like family and friends,
Like a gender reveal party?
Yeah, on my birthday. So we'll
next month.
Yeah. So it's September 20th. In case anybody wants to get me a gift.
All of a sudden, it's about Johnny.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
we already know your gender.
We'll do that.
We don't need a gender reveal party for Johnny.
Oh man, yeah. So we're gonna do that. But I'm curious to see how the boys, like our two sons, interact with the
So I'll tell you
one.
this. When Levi was born, Noah, his oldest brother, was all about it. He walked into the hospital room, wanted to hold the baby. He was very protective of him.
Okay.
He didn't want anyone to hold him or take him away. He says, no, this is my brother. And so that has just been amazing. So I think I've heard many families say that siblings just respond more than what you would expect.
Yeah, I'm hoping the boys are starting to get along and not get along right now, but because they're starting to interact more.
Sure.
So that's fun to see. But it's gonna be a journey. The question we also get a lot of is, are you gonna want any more children, anything like that? And that's something we're not quite sure about. We'll take it day by day. I know some families who have had like 2-3 kids, and the most recent child that was born totally blew up the plan because they're like, oh my gosh, this kid is crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with another one. And so we'll see. We'll see what.
Pastor of our church has 13 kids.
13.
13. Some of them are adopted, but still 13 kids.
I was doing a showing. I was on a listing appointment recently. Since this is a real estate show, we'll see if we can weave some kids into it. I walk up, and there's like 2 kids sitting on the front porch, and then I go inside the house, and there's just a little girl just sitting inside. And I'm like walking throughout this house. I'm like, okay, there's 2, 3. I'm trying to keep track of them. We go into the master bedroom. There's a kid in a doona with a blanket over it, and like sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, and so like we're walking through, being quiet. I'm like, how many kids these people had? They had 8, but they were all scattered across.
Isn't that incredible?
That's so many kids. Yeah. We were pulling up to church recently, and we saw a big family getting out of one of those huge vans.
Yeah.
And Valary goes, Johnny, that's what's happened. That's what happens when you have a lot of kids, because it was chaos. Like dad's trying to keep kids from running in the street. Girls are crying. Like it was just absolute chaos. But
Well, and it was one of those like, what are they like? Not Dodge Caravan. What's the word I'm looking for? Like those big like
minivan or a
no, not a
cargo van.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
one of those big Ford cargo vans
that you can fit like 14 people
Express
in or
van. That's
yeah.
what we used to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, with growing families, you gotta.
Well, Charlie Kirk says, and I wonder what you think about this. He says that you should get married early and have more kids than you can afford. What do you think about that?
As far as getting married early,
and it's easy for him to say. Obviously, he makes millions of dollars, and he can afford anything.
So as far as getting married early, that's something that Valary and I have talked about, right, Gorgeous? Like, what's your take on that?
I mean, I think it has pros and cons. I think the biggest con to waiting to get married. I mean, obviously you meet your spouse whenever you meet them, right? So you can't always control it, but the fact that people will like grow their personality by themselves, and then when you add another person into the mix, you're changing your. Not saying you're changing your personality, but in order to get along with somebody, you can't have this like, oh, well, I do it a certain way, and it's
right.
You become more inflexible the longer you wait. Like, it's harder to grow alongside somebody, if you're like 40 years old before you get married. I think, obviously sometimes it is what it is, and that's when you find your person. But when you get married young, I think you get that opportunity to grow together, which is pretty cool. I think it's a unique experience.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for context, I was 24 and you were 21.
When we got married,
When we
yeah,
were
but
married.
we met, you were 21 and I was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, some people listening to this will go, oh my gosh, I got married really young.
Mm-hmm.
Some people listening to this go, oh, you waited till you were old. Like it just kind of depends
Context,
on
yeah.
your upbringing.
Yeah, my mom was married when she was 17.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
At that point, by the time, so when did she have her first kid? Your mom.
17.
Okay, right. And so by the time, Valary, when Valary was 17, I hadn't even met her yet. I can't imagine having a kid at 17. But
But I think Charlie is concerned at the way the culture is going, where people are waiting longer and longer to get married and waiting longer to have kids and having fewer amount of kids, where he sees our society is built on strong, healthy marriages and having kids and those family values. And he sees the way the culture is going. It's, we're waiting and it's not becoming a priority anymore. And he thinks we should go back to that. Getting married young, at least when you're healthy. Don't just go be reckless and marry the first person you meet. But,
Right.
But don't wait. Don't have long engagements. Don't sit there and keep dating someone and living with someone. Just get married, for goodness sakes, if you believe it's the right person, and have kids right away. Don't wait till everything's perfect.
so that's what Valary and I talk about. Like, again, we got married relatively young, 24 and 21.
And you didn't have everything set perfect in your life at that point.
Not even
No,
close.
no,
yeah.
we were trying to wait until Valary finished college because that was really important to me that she have a college degree. Like, it was important to Valary, it was important to her parents, but I would say, at least from my perspective, I was the driving force behind making sure she got the degree, because I'd seen a lot of my friends' parents go through divorces, and the wives did not have degrees.
Right.
And so he was the primary breadwinner, and now all of a sudden he's out of the picture, and she either has to provide for herself and now these kids. And not saying that Valary and I were going to get a divorce, but it was very important to me that Valary be able to take care of herself, because one, if something did happen to me, I wanted her to be able to take care of herself. Two, I wanted her to be able to take care of her kids. And three, I didn't want to question whether or not she was in that relationship with me simply because she had to.
Right.
Like, I wanted her to be there. But all that being said, Valary and I have talked where we wish we would have gotten married sooner. Like, I wish I would have known Valary sooner.
Yeah.
So I from that aspect about Charlie Kirk, I totally get it. But the Charlie Kirk thing is, you can't solve what he's trying to solve by just getting married and having kids.
Right.
There's more of a cultural shift that needs to take place, and I think if the cultural shift takes place, then it leads to getting married, staying married, and having kids.
Yeah.
And raising good kids too. I mean, you can have as many kids as you want,
Right.
right? But then if those people aren't growing up to be quality individuals, then what was the point?
Contributors
Right.
to
Yeah.
society.
So
Yeah.
tying this into real estate, do you think someone should wait until their career is established, till they've graduated from college, until they have a great income where they can support a family before buying a house?
Before buying a
Do
house,
you think all the ducks should be in a row and everything perfect before they buy their first home? Or should they just jump in?
What do you think, Gorgeous?
I mean, a certain amount of life is never going to be perfect, right? Like we tried to wait until all of our ducks were in a row to have kids, and it's at some point you just got to do it, right? And that being said, I don't think you should jump into a bad financial situation. Like, don't buy a house you can't afford, right? But at the same time, you're not going to have every single thing lined up perfectly in your life. So I'd say get in now, because the investment is only going to grow over time.
Yep.
And if you keep waiting, you're just throwing that equity away.
I would sit down. Like, everybody's situation is a little bit different. Reach out to your local realtor. You can reach out to us. You just go to madeformorerealty.com. We're happy to have this conversation with you. I literally was sitting with a woman yesterday. She's going through a horrible situation. She's been married, I think 47 years. And there's just a lot going on there. And I sat her down and I was like, darling, I don't think selling your house is the right option for you right now. I think there are some other things that we can do. I'm not getting paid to give you this information. I'm not getting paid to suggest these alternatives to you. But I think this might be better for you based off what you're describing to me. And so a good real estate agent is going to do that and sit down and go, okay, why do you want to buy a home? what are your goals? What's your job look like? What's it going to look like in 3 to 5 years? And just making sure that you have that game plan together. Because if you're here and you're planning on moving in the next 1 to 2 years, don't do it. There are so many people right now, so many people who bought in 2021 and 2022 that have negative equity.
Yeah.
Their house is worth less than what they paid for it. And they come to me and they say, hey, I paid this much for my house. I need to make this much money, so this is how much my house is worth. And I'm like, that's not how it works. Like if you wanted to sell a car, you didn't pay 20 grand for the car. You want to make 5 grand, so now the car's worth 25 grand. That's not how it works.
Well, they've seen, over the past many years how that has worked. How every year the prices go up and up, and they're that's the way it's supposed to be.
And they will again, but it hasn't been long enough. It's only been 3 years. That when you buy real estate, unless you're like a flipper and you buy it at a cash deal, you really you need to hold it a lot longer than that.
And so that's my main concern is like sitting down, what's your life plan look like? Where are you at your job? How much money do you have to put down? Because you put enough money down, even if you are negative equity, you can still sell the house. It's going to cost you money, but at least you're not like having to short sale and damage your credit. You're not having to walk away and get a foreclosure. You have more options. But again, so that would be my recommendation. Generally speaking, I would suggest not buying a home. What I would recommend is buying an investment property that you live in. So live in one unit, rent out the other, and that I think should be your first home, especially if you're young, especially if you don't have kids. Do that and start building that portfolio. You can use a first-time home buyer program in order to buy that, 4 units or less. There's so many benefits to buying an investment property first rather than buying a home and then trying to buy an investment property. So that would be my suggestion to people looking to start sooner rather than later.
Yeah. It's good thoughts.
But when we come out, we will be talking about why more deals are falling apart in today's market and how you can prevent that from happening to you.
Hey, real quick, if you're thinking about selling your home and you want someone to hold your hand through the entire process, every step of the way, because you just feel like you have no idea what you're doing, no problem. Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty, they've got the experience, the know-how, the resources to make it an easy process to get you the most money possible for your home in the fastest amount of time. Just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty and get more for your home.